Oh, here's the countdown.
Stephen Farrell here. I'm Northern Utah Jobs. I'm with Dave Wilson, the social media staffing guru from the East Coast. We have got some fun stuff we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about jobs. We're going to talk about shuttling people in from Wyoming and what that looks like. And we're going to see what's going on the East Coast and how that's affecting Utah. So, Dave, are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready for it. Let's see what you got. I'm on Pennsylvania. Come on, Mr.
All right,
Utah.
Sunday night, we're feeling bright. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We have the biggest news ever in history right now that we're about to. This is a live video going into the job board. All right, Dave, that was enough for the intros. I could have kept going on and on with that.
You had me every time I was like ready, and then something else. I was like, whoa. I said, but then I figured you're in Utah, so maybe that's what you do out there.
Oh, man.
Wherever Utah is.
I got a little excited because I've made all these new little videos to add on anytime during a Facebook Live. So I've got more, but we'll save those for the end, Dave.
That was awesome. I love it, man. I love it. Awesome job.
So we've got quite the viewership already. I see 20 people viewing this right now.
Awesome.
We are live into at least 6 different job boards in Utah. For those of you that are tuning in, I've got Dave Wilson here. He is the staffing social media guru. Everybody knows him across the country. He is number one. We connected a few months ago, and I've learned so much from him, and we bounce ideas off each other. Now, we have a shared program on Sundays. So come on mine, and then I'll go onto his program, and we have some fun with it. So, Dave, welcome to Northern Utah Jobs in Utah. Dave, you come all the way from, Pennsylvania? Is that right?
Pennsylvania, yes, all the way Wrigglesville, Pennsylvania, down by the Lehigh Valley.
So what is the market like in Pennsylvania? Is it anything like Utah where there's 1 million jobs and about half of that in available workers?
Well, there's 8,600 within a 30-mile radius of me, and we have 2,300 to choose from. So
you really can't even pick from the unemployment pool at that point. You have to recruit from other companies.
I just take them from the other companies. Like if I get angry at a company or something like that and I can't find them, I'll just go tonight. I got to work on some of them tonight, and I'm going to hit Amazon, Walmart, all those good ones. I'll take them. That's it.
I bet they thank you for that, don't they?
No, you know what it is? is social media. And I told you before, Steve, and for what you're doing out there. And I tell people, man, you got to really try things. Nothing. I could go, you know me, I go on forever, but if you utilize it properly, like you've been utilizing it out there, that was the same success we had over here. Now it is harder. It's harder. Let's face it, but we're in the same positions that you are in over wherever you almost say, wherever is in Utah. What is in Utah? I'm going to always say that. I don't even know.
Well, Dave, speaking of trying new things, we are trying something it's a very old, novel idea that worked 20 years ago. And then due to unemployment and jobs in town, it just, people don't really utilize this anymore, but we are. And what I'm talking about, what I'm referencing is shuttling people in from a state or a city that is depressed, has high unemployment and no jobs to go to, no options, and shuttling them into a city that has options and has jobs. So here in Ogden, Utah, Dave, we've got thousands of jobs, just like you do there in Pennsylvania, 8,000 jobs. I don't think we're there. I think we're more of like the 3,000 to 4,000 range of openings, but there's new business coming in every day. We have a new medical company coming in from the East Coast here. It's going to provide hundreds of jobs. I mean, they're going to open up next month, Dave. And people, they don't always have the same income and job options where they live, and they don't have the option to move. And so what we're doing, we've partnered with one of our client companies, and they are going to help us shuttle people in from Wyoming, Rock Springs, Wyoming, Evanston, Wyoming, Green River. That means nothing to you, Dave, but there's buffalo over there in Wyoming.
Oh, all right.
and lots of people that, had counted on the oil and gas industries to take care of their families financially, to be there for their support. And, that industry recently took a big hit. It's climbing back out slowly, but it's not there yet. And so these people, they need income. They can't just wait for another 2 months before something turns around in oil and gas. And so we've partnered with a great company that's going to help us shuttle people in from these depressed areas where you have great people that just need some extra income. They need some work until it picks back up. And we're going to shuttle them in. We're going to put them in a hotel. We're going to give them a per diem. I mean, they're used to working long hours too. So we're going to give them as much hours as they want. And then they could just take the shuttle back as soon as they're done. And we're just going to do this all for 3 or 4 months until things pick up.
You know what I think about right there when you said that? Retention. Retention, because
that's a great retention tool, right? You're stuck on a bus and
that's all I was thinking about here, because they're not gonna come from Wyoming to there to not go to work every day.
Yeah, what's your excuse for not showing up to work? I came from Wyoming on a 2.5 hour drive.
Wow, I'll tell you, these are the kinds of things, Steve, that excite me, because you're thinking outside the box, man.
Yeah.
I know I hate that saying. Sometimes I even just toss that box, but that is what it's about, because it's a win-win. Totally.
Yeah.
It's
and it's going to catch fire. I mean, Dave, I don't want to let out all my secrets, but I'm comfortable enough sharing this. So I got with this branch in Rock Springs. We have a branch out there, Elwood Staffing, and we put a job ad up on a Thursday night, out just laying out all of this. By Monday, Dave, they had interviewed 90 people. There's three recruiters in that branch. They interviewed 90 people over a 2-day span, and they've pre-qualified all of them. So we have 90 people that are pre-qualified, and we're just finishing the hiring process. And we're gonna be shuttling 90 people from Wyoming. After 2 days of work. And my hat tip to the Rock Springs team for doing that. That's incredible. They put everything else to the side and they just crushed it. And now we've got 90 people.
Your team there found the people to come over from Wyoming to come
to Utah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Incredible. Just incredible leadership from that team. And even more incredible is these 90 people that are willing to take a shuttle, 2.5 hour shuttle, and be a week away from their family, just to provide for their family. It's incredible.
Wow. I mean, that if you filled it up like that, that was a no-brainer. I mean, you just thought of that. Let's try it and see what happens.
Well, when you're sitting around the table and you're going, what else can we do? Like shutting down production is not an option. Absolutely no. Oh, you broke a breaker there, huh?
No, it was one of the lights almost fell down.
Is that your COVID cat running around?
No, I thought, but I don't know what happened there, but it scared me, boy.
But yeah, I mean, we sat down at the table virtually, of course, and it's like, what else can we do? Like, what have we not tried? And we're sitting there going, okay, we've tried everything. Like, we're going down the list, and we still need 200 people, and it's like, well, if I have to freaking shuttle people in, I'll shuttle them in. It's like, wait, what'd you just say? Shuttle people in?
They did that years ago. That was years ago, and it worked.
Right.
Now, you know me. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna buy a shuttle, or something like that. That's just, again, I can't tell you. I wish that's something that we might do something up here. I know, it's different states, but think about surrounding counties, that might be harder hit, that don't have the same job opportunities, and people don't like to commute, right? It's right.
I mean, it's just a hard thing to do. But if you shuttle them and put them in a hotel for a week, that commute looks very different now.
And your client's they're going to be happy as anything. I mean, you're going to bring people and you don't have to worry about them. I mean, they're coming to work.
Yeah.
Around here, that would be so. We have the bus routes, but I like the part with the vans to particular companies.
Yeah.
Down by us, Amazon owns all the bus companies. They have all the.
Of course
bus
they do.
But and they plan them smartly all the way through wherever the buildings, and they know what they're doing, and it works. But they think like you're thinking there. It's smart to do that.
Yeah,
it makes sense because people don't have cars or the money, the revenue right now to spend.
Right. Yeah. Well, Dave, I'm in my job boards, and I've got a description above with a few jobs. If you look up, you can see it. It was right there. Now, so I just want to highlight really briefly, and I'm curious how these compare over in Allentown, Pennsylvania. But
all
right now, Dave, I'm hiring on all shifts. These are production positions, warehouse, shipping, receiving, assembly. They're all in the light industrial space. So I have positions that start out at $15.25 per hour plus shift differential, which you can make up to $16.25 an hour. That's in the medical production space. I have another medical production company coming in that'll be paying similar wages. They're going to start out at $16 an hour plus shift differential. Then I have a company that's paying $16 an hour as the base plus the shift differential. So you're going to make $17.28 per hour on swings or graves, and this is light production. And then I've got companies that, depending on the department, they're paying anywhere from $14 to $18 an hour.
Right.
Again, all in the light industrial space. All of these positions, by the way, require 0 prior experience. All of these positions don't have a education requirement, so you don't need to have a high school diploma. You don't need a GED. You just come as you are if you're willing to work. And all of these, Dave, we work so closely with these companies that you can start today. You don't and you still have to go through like a 4-hour orientation in half of these companies, but you can literally, if you apply today, you can start today. And also $14 to $18 an hour, Dave. The sweet spot seems to be that 15, 16 range. And that's hundreds of openings in Ogden that look just like that right now.
That is it. That's the median range right about now in the Lehigh Valley is still 16, right about there. I mean, the pay rates are almost the same for where we're at. Besides forklift drivers, they're a little bit higher. You can make
the cost of living's got to be like 30% less in Utah or 40.
Well, that's right. Yeah, because Pennsylvania and New Jersey over here, I'm right on the border, so you can go either way, and it's tough. It's tough to find that many candidates. Because there's so many popping up around here. We got 4 more coming up, 1.2 million square foot warehouses.
Woo! Where are you going to find the people, Dave?
Oh, I've told you before, is you just got to fight for the people right now. You got to do what you're doing. Yeah. I mean, because the companies are agreeing to it. So I wish that's where I wished I'll pound this into the area around here. But seriously, what you're doing and they're doing, it's going to win. It's going to be successful. And that's what we try to do. It's the same thing. What happened yesterday, you got to try to do something different today, because I'm trying to think of new ideas on social media all the time to get the message out. What you just did, you just put that out at all those platforms, and
you got to get it out. And what what surprises me, Dave, let me ask you, what you and I do on these Facebook Live into all these job groups and on LinkedIn and YouTube, do you see any other recruiter or company or sole proprietor, like entrepreneur in our space, doing this at all every single day like you and I do?
No. And I've told
people. Does that surprise you?
No, it does, because you know me, I preach it every day, social media. I bought another book for dummies. I don't know, it's 2021. It is. I'm learning about Q&A now. Q&A, they have Q&A on social media. And I was like, what is this? But my point there is, you need to do this every day, because people need to trust you. Like, if I watched you every day, that's what happened here. And I'm known in the Valley is because they trust me.
Yeah.
I am a person telling you about a job. And let me tell you, when you don't have them, you'll get called, out. But what you're doing is they see Elwood. Right. And if you're not out there, I've told the recruiters, listen, I don't like looking at that little dot up there on this laptop either, but you got to do it. Yeah. Get out there, make yourself known.
Yeah. Look, I've been talking about this for 2 years, and it wasn't until I watched you execute it, I'm like, okay, it's time to do it. And I've been doing this for a year now, Dave, and I've yet seen another agency go live in my market, and I'm just shocked. I am shocked. And you know what? I'll take it. I'll maximize on this window, as short as it might be. But and I get it. But a lot of these companies probably have a brand they want to protect, or you have individuals that are not comfortable on Facebook Live. But who is really comfortable? It's a learned art, and it just takes time. You should have watched my first couple. You would have laughed your head off.
You do, because you don't know what you're going to say, or I look back now, the same thing. The table was crooked. Everything, the colors, it was. You know what? That's what built us. That's what took us to the next level. Me and Shayla, I'll always remember. I would feed her white donuts.
Yeah.
On purpose. Yeah, because we started doing it because every time she didn't realize, and then she had the white donuts all over. And so people started saying you're doing that on purpose. But my point there is, they got to know us, and we did the news. That's how we started out. We set up everything in the office. Every morning at the branch, we did a 9 a.m. news.
Really?
Everybody would sit there at the table and just talk and read about the jobs that we had. And when you started to do that, and people started, and nobody else was doing it, those floodgates came in, and the employees were coming in. And if you didn't have one, like you didn't have one job, you'd have another one. So that's what's very good with that. You always had something to offer. And that's what I love about social media, is because you control the flow.
Right.
You control your flow of your candidates. I still can't believe the van and pick them up and all the way from Wyoming.
Again, I gotta give credit to this client that was willing to do it, to pay for it, and then the recruiting team that executed on it. Look, we've got 90 people we got to get hired and onboarded and transported, so there's a lot of work ahead of us. Right. But wow. To think that could just happen like that with the right mindset. So many people, Dave, and you can't fault them. They've given up on recruiting. They've given up in this market. They've thrown in the towel. They've just walked off. I've seen recruiters just walk off the job. I've seen managers walk off the job because we're asking too much of them. This is something we've never experienced before, and so you can't blame them. But to think that you have some people that go, you know what, we've tried everything, it's not working, so we're gonna try something that it's been years since we've done, or maybe it's things we've never done before. And that's the type of mentality that's going to get companies through this and get people to our companies, right? Get people to our clients.
When you do the job postings, I've told a lot of people on social media, if you just post it, your organic reach is like 1 or 2 now, or 7, 21. You do the video, I'll show you the facts. The videos, just the engagement and people, and up to 50, 60 to 100 versus 1 or 2.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, and they have choices. Like you're putting this out, I guarantee somebody's watching this, and you know they're going to call you tomorrow, and they're going to be like, okay, I heard it's on social media. And that's the difference on a Sunday because people are home right now.
That's right.
So,
yep.
Kudos to you. I'll give it to Elwood there. That's good.
All right, Dave. So just to wrap it up, Dave has the same struggles on the East Coast as we do in Utah. There's a lot of jobs and not enough people. And so if you as a job seeker are looking for the right opportunity, you're probably working with another company right now, and you maybe you don't like your supervisor. That seems to be the common reason why someone leaves, right? Bad boss. Yeah. You and I both have left companies because of that. Yep. And people leave because maybe they're not flexible with this new COVID market. I've had my family, Dave, on 4 quarantines since this pandemic started. 4. And 2 of those were back to back. So I was home for 28 days straight.
Oh, wow.
With the kids. Not a good thing.
No, I couldn't even imagine that. All I have is my black cat. That's it.
Oh, man. So maybe if you're a job seeker watching this right now, or prospective job seeker, maybe your company's not being flexible with you. Maybe you're not making the wages you need. Maybe it's not the right shift. Whatever the reason, maybe your growth opportunities, you don't see any growth opportunities, or you've been overlooked the last 5 times. Whatever your reasoning is of you being unhappy, you don't need to settle. This is a job seeker's market. You can get any job, pay anything that you think you're worth. You can get, I'm telling you, you can get you can be paid what you think you're worth. And that's real tangible value there. Whatever you really are worth, you can be paid that. You can work for a company that you can be passionate about. You can find a supervisor that you're going to work. I bet you any company that we staff for, Dave,
right?
I had an associate said, I want to interview my prospective manager.
Right.
They would do it. They would say, oh, yeah, let's meet. And I would encourage that. Could you imagine that? Having a supervisor come and meet with a prospective associate, and that associate's interviewing that supervisor on how they run their team and how they're going to work together.
I love it. That's priceless. That's what it's about.
Yeah. You know? So the jobs are out there, Dave. The opportunities are out there. You can design your own job right here in Northern Utah. You can pick the company. You can pick the hours you want to work. You can pick the days you want to work those hours. And you can pick the pay scale, right? And so you're designing your perfect job right here. We've had incredible companies that have just opened up that flexibility. You can't do that in the light industrial space before COVID.
I'm still just sitting there listening to you. I'm like, is this real?
Yeah, it's real. And these are real people, real lives that matter, that they want to have a job that works around their schedule, works around their life. I'm still trying to find that job for myself, like work-life balance. That's just,
it's only $652 a year, you know, so.
Right. But you can do that. And that's right here, elwoodjobs.com. Give us a call. We take calls and text messages, Dave, 24/7. We have someone that's working around the clock. You've come from a big company before. You know how that goes. But we're here for you, and we want you to make that next move. We want to facilitate that and make it as comfortable and transparent, so you can be confident in moving from one company to the next and knowing that it's a better opportunity. So I'm getting off my soapbox.
That's awesome. And I want to thank you for having me on. That's just like my advice to everybody is just stick with that social media. Now that you know Steve, follow those pages, follow the videos, and get to know the person and the team members. I see you interview a lot of your team members all the time, and I wish a lot more people would do that. You're going to see the results, because everything you just said, I was like, they're the same issues. I wish I could have just taken you right now, even though you're in Utah. I have no clue what's out in Utah. Is there a football team?
Nothing notable out here. Just
right.
B squad.
But to take that and move it to Pennsylvania, we'd be successful as anything. But I appreciate your time for having me on.
Well, Dave, I appreciate you jumping on, and we're gonna jump off of this and go into your program in a few minutes.
Yes.
But I'm gonna end it with a couple of the videos I haven't shown yet.
All right.
We're gonna have some fun with it. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's see what you got, man.
See you guys.